Guys, in series 1, episode 2 for our Ghana Vision 2050 for the Ministry of Finance, I made mention that in order to appreciate my recommendation for sustainable and strategic ways in drafting our national budget, first and foremost, I would have to take you through the 4 cycles of which the national budget has been drafted. We discuss constitutional mandate under which this process has been enshrined. And I went further to tell you that the first cycle is the planning phase, and under the planning phase, usually the Ministry of Finance tends to seek public input. And so what they do is that they issue out an invitation within the first quarter of the fiscal year, that is January, February, March. And what they do is that they issue out this invitation just to gather budget memorandum from citizen and civil society organization. And I went further to tell you that this budget memorandum is just a proposal, or it's just a formal letter or document you are writing to the government to explain public problem and recommend what the national budget should do about it. So that is just a letter, or a formal or an official letter you are writing to the government, telling them what to do within your community, whatever it is. And I made mention that the major gap is that the ordinary citizen or the ordinary farmer who is supposed to write this proposal doesn't know how to go about this proposal. So before I tend to speak about recommendations for sustainable and strategic ways to create our national budget, first I would have to take you through the processes of drafting this proposal or this formal letter for the Ministry of Finance, and then you can be aware so that anytime there is an invitation, I would prompt you and you would submit it. So if there is a problem in your community, these are the processes you must go through. The first thing is that which date are you submitting? It's submitted date. So you put column submitted date. So you have between 1st of January to 31st. Usually they issue out this invitation during this time frame or this period. So you write a date. Who is submitting it? Richard Bonsu or Richard Downso from this constituency stroke district stroke region. If it is a group, so and so group from this constituency, then you come and write your contact information, telephone number, email, the ministry you are submitting it to, or the sector, Ministry of Finance, and you come and write your title. Now your title must be short and specific. You cannot write a weak title like education problem in the Aboso constituency. It will be tossed away. That is too vague. Your title must be specific, because your title is what is going to tell the reader the main subject of your entire memorandum. And if your title is useless, it will be tossed over. You want your title to be, for example, Proposal to Improve Rural Healthcare Equipment in Nkenkenso Community Hospital. Proposal to Provide Computer Laboratory at Nkenkenso Senior High School. Short and specific. Then the next line of action is your executive summary. Now, your executive summary is a brief overview of your entire memorandum. So you are capturing your entire memorandum within a paragraph. At most, you should go 2 paragraphs. It shouldn't exceed 2 paragraphs. So in this stage, you are looking at what the problem is. You are looking at what your proposed solution is, or what you want the government to do about it. You are looking at the estimated cost for this project, and you are looking at who benefits, or if this project is not undertaken, what will be the implications. So this is what it entails. So for example, in Nkenkenso Senior High School lacks a functioning computer laboratory. This memorandum proposes construction and equipment of computer laboratory in this underserved senior high school. The estimated cost for this project is around 250,000 Ghana cedis, and if established, would help 1,002 students in terms of digital education. Simple and short. 1 paragraph is enough. Then you move to the next phase, which is the background of the study, or the background of your proposal or your budget memorandum. Just the same way like you're writing your thesis, or you're writing your project work, or you're writing your dissertation. When you're writing the background, some people choose to use what we call the funnel shape approach. You know how the funnel look like. There's a funnel, the head is big, then when you are coming down, it is slimmer. So you can use the funnel shape approach. You can look at the problem from the global perspective. You can look at the problem from the African perspective. You can look at the problem from the Ghanaian perspective, then to the regional perspective, then to your community. So you see once it's coming down, it is narrowing. So at this stage, you want to look at what is happening. This problem, where is it happening? Who is affected? How long has the problem been there? If the problem is not solved, who is going to suffer? So you look at all these things, the advantages and disadvantages, and you write a nice background. Then you come to the problem statement. Same way. Why are you writing a thesis or why are you doing a research? It's because there's a problem in the system. If there is no problem in the system, we don't need a budget memorandum. We did a budget memorandum because there is problem in the system. So you want to be specific and direct. Don't go and bombard and discuss too many unrelated problems. They will not mind you. So what is wrong? What is happening? You state the problem and you move forward. The next phase is evidence and supporting data. Evidence and supporting data. You want to provide facts showing that the problem is real. Facts showing that the problem now can was them now. It is real. So that's the fifth phase. If it is photos, you add it. If it is population figures, if it is research findings, if it is government report, if it is survey, if it is interview, you put it all there. For example, a survey of 40 students in Nkenkenso Senior High School indicated that these students cannot create a folder on a desktop. Simple. It's a supporting evidence. You are stating, you are giving the source from which you are stating this thing. You see, then you come to policy recommendation. You come to proposed policy and recommendation. You have to give recommendations. So recommendation, what do you want the government to do? For example, the Ministry of Education should work with the Ghana Education Service to provide 40 laptops, Wi-Fi equipment, furniture, teacher training, and then. That's your recommendation 1. You come and list recommendation 2. You come and list recommendation 3. Then you would come to the 7th phase, which should be estimated financial implications. What are the estimated financial implications? At this point, you are coming to break down the amount into specific or exact items. Laptop no 40 by say, laptop no say by say, laptop furniture never cost say. You write all down, you state it specifically. You want to use average market price. You don't want to overquote the prices to be, you don't want to aggravate, increase the prices. Also, to be tossed away, they would find it chaotic. So you want to list current market prices of the product. You do your estimation and everything. Then that is the phase. You list the item by item. Whilst you are listing the item by, you could also add that this funding could come from this place. This funding could come from the Education Trust Fund. This funding could come from this consolidated fund. This funding can come from the national budget. It makes it easier. You could also say, so and so. Maybe we are going to talk with the PTA. Every student is going to pay 50 Ghana cedis. We have this number of students. If every student pay 50, this is what we are going to get. If we get this amount, you can support that. It makes it go quicker. You see, it makes it more easier. So you look at the financial or the estimated financial implication, then you come to the planning phase. You come and plan it. So we'll try to say planning on stage 1. Stage 1. Provide us with 20 computers for the meantime. Give us Wi-Fi. Give us some furniture. Give us, instead of 3 teachers, give us 1 teacher for the meantime. We will convert a classroom into a computer laboratory whilst you work on building or establishing a more ultra-modern building for, you see that thing. Stage 2, you do this. Stage 3, we would set it up. Stage 4, we will do that. Stage 5, then you come to risks and solutions. What is the risk? The risk is that in Nkenkenso Senior High School suffers from unreliable electricity. So we would need solar. So you give risks, then you state solution. You give risks, then you state solution. Then you come to monitoring and evaluation, because the Ministry of Finance would want to know if the project is successful. So you want to tell them, say, every quarter, Biano will give you progress reports. Because government revenue is limited. Then you come and conclude it. That is how it is done. You don't take a video or you don't take a phone because somebody has called you that this and this is what is happening. You just take a video and you go there and you are making a video, calling the government to come and do something instantaneous. Government revenue is limited. We are in a civilized and a democratic state, and if you want to do something, there is a channel of communication. Do you know how critical governmental project is being run? Do you know how government is servicing the national debt? So you don't just take video and behave as if you are not educated. If you want to do something, go to the proper channel, ask the proper questions, and follow the proper channel. Don't, because people are following these things and they think it is making sense, but it is very uncivilized, and it is making the whole system like you are living in a no man's land. You write all this document, you submit it, you combine it nicely, you write the Honorable Minister of Finance, Ghana Ministry of Finance, PO Box, PO Box. You put it there nicely at the back of the envelope. If you want to submit it in person, you go to the Ministry of Finance and submit it. If you want to submit it online, you submit it to the budget PD reforms unit. The budget, I think budget development reform unit, budget development and reform unit, PD RU at Ministry of Finance, MoF ep.gov.gh. That is the email. Person will submit soft copy. So you submit it. Now, when you submit it for year one and you don't hear anything, don't rush, because government revenue is what is cursed. They are using it wisely. Until be this can be an because the money now be new. So when you write it the first time, just like you are on a military field or you're on a war field, when they are killing so much of your people, you retreat, you reinforce, then you attack. So you retreat, you look at what you have written, maybe one throne a year, then you look at it. Maybe we have to submit it as a coalition, Botano group or Botano business group. Let's submit it together. Botano youth and women's group. Yes, and our signatories never Dawson. Then you submit it collectively. Now, for the wait a bit, or submit it still no more in free war. Then the next thing you have to do is to petition the parliament through the appropriate committee. Some catch out that I say, national budget no parliament. The entire 275 parliamentarians doesn't go through the entire budget. There are committees that are set. So committee, education committee, health committee, they are looking at just the health sector or the health aspect of the budget. So if what you have written about is about computer laboratory for in Kenkensu Senior High School, it is about the education committee. So you petition parliament, you petition the education committee through parliament, then you petition your MP. And also so many free work. Then you can liaise with civil society organization. Then you do this media thing that you are doing. Then now you are looking for judicial review. There's process of doing everything. You don't just take camera and speak as if there was money lying in the National Bank and the government doesn't want to do critical governmental projects. Government resources are limited. Do you know? I mean, some of these things sometimes you see is just funny, and people are supporting it. That is not how government works, and that is not how government administration works. So please, let's be critical in our dealings. This is how to draft it. If you are drafting it and you encounter any problem, reach out to me. I'll be available for you all the time. Hashtag YPGG, hashtag Youth for Proper Governance Ghana, and hashtag Open Action. If today is your first time here, click the follow button, like, leave a comment, repost, and share with other social reformers. In Series 1, Episode 4, now we are going to look at sustainable and strategic ways to draft our national budget, and tell me if you appreciate it or not. Thank you.